Hello, hello. This is Unit 2, Day 11 Notes. Your notes bracket might say Day 13, but this is in fact Day 11. And we are going to be solving equations with multiplication and division. So the last two notes, we've been going over individually multiplication and individually division. But now we're going to do them both. So we are still doing inverse operation. The inverse of multiplication is division, and the inverse of division is multiplication. Look at that. Okay, so example 1, solve x divided by 3 is equal to 5. So let's do red. X divided by 3 is equal to 5. So I'm going to draw my line, and we need to do the inverse operation of division, which is multiplication. What you do to one side, you do to the other. These 3's cancel each other out. And we're left with x is equal to 5 times 3, which is 15. And just like always, we need to check our work. So this should be 15 divided by 3 is equal to 5. 15 divided by 3 is in fact 5. So x is equal to 15. Woohoo. Number 2, example 2. We have b divided by 5 is equal to negative 4. When we have divided by, the inverse operation is multiplication. So we're going to multiply both sides by 5. Those cancel each other out. And b is equal to negative 4 times 5. A negative and a positive makes a negative when multiplying or divided. 4 times 5 is 20. So b equals 20. Just like always, we check. Negative 20 divided by 5 should equal negative 4. Negative and a positive make a negative. 20 divided by 5 is negative 4. So b is in fact equal to negative 20. Example 3, we have 2x equals 16. And anytime we see numbers and letters right next to each other, this is always multiplication. So I have 2 times x is equal to 16. Now, to solve for x, we have to do inverse operation of multiplication, which is division. That looks like a percent sign. So I'm actually going to write it like this, divided by 2. Those cancel each other out. X is equal to 8. And plug it in. 2 times 8 should be equal to 16. Again, anytime a number is next to the parentheses, basically what we're doing is distributing. So 2 times 8 is 16, and x is in fact equal to 8. Example 4. Let's use blue. We have 3x equals negative 24. Again, this is the same thing as 3 times x is equal to negative 24. So when we're solving, we do the inverse operation, which is division. Divide both sides by 3. Those cancel out. And x is equal to negative 24 divided by 3. Negative divided by a positive is a negative. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So x equals negative 8. Now we check. 3 times negative 8 should be equal to negative 24. Positive times a negative is a negative. 3 times 8 is 24. We were correct. Yay! X equals negative 8. Let's keep going. Light blue this time. Solve 12 equals negative 3a. Doesn't matter that it's a different variable. No. X, A, T, Q, they're all the same thing. Doesn't matter that A is on the right side. No, they are the same thing. I could rewrite this as negative 3a equals 12. They're the same thing. Do I need to? No. I just isolate the variable on the other side if I need to. So I have negative 3a. This is the same thing as negative 3 times a is equal to 12. Do I need to rewrite this? No, unless it helps. So the inverse operation is divided by negative 3. Those cancel each other out. 12 divided by negative 3. Negative and a positive make it negative. 12 divided by 3 is 4 equals a. Now we plug and chug. Figure out, are we correct? 12 should equal negative 3 times negative 4. Distribute the negative 3. 12 equals a negative times a negative is a positive. 12 is equal to 12. A is equal to negative 4. Went a little crazy with that circle. There we go. Example 6. 6x is equal to 3 divided by 4. I have just decided that we are actually going to skip number 6 for right now. So go ahead, you can just X that out in your notes. And we're going to go straight to example 7. This is adding skills from your very first lesson, which was writing expressions, into solving equations. So let's see if we can do it. Write an equation and solve. The quotient. If you guys remember, quotient means division. So the quotient of a number, which means that's just x, and 3 is, so it should be equal to 15. So this is just saying x divided by 3 equals 15. Now this just looks like any other problem. We draw our line, do the inverse operation of division, which is multiplication. And then those cancel each other out, and we have x is equal to 45. And now we check. X over 3 should be equal to 15. 45 divided by 3 should be equal to 15. And yes, 45 divided by 3 is 15, so x equals 45. We wrote our equation, x divided by 3 equals 15, and we solved. Last one, example 8, write the equation and solve. So negative 4 times a number, which would be x, is for equals negative 12. So our equation, let's do that in red, would be negative 4x, because next to each other means multiplying, equals negative 12. And now we solve. Inverse operation of multiplication is division. This cancels each other out. X is equal to negative 12 divided by negative 4. A negative and a negative makes a positive. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And now we check. So we put 3 in for x. So we should have negative 4 times 3 equals negative 12. Distribute our negative 4. Negative 4 times 3 is, in fact, negative 12. Woohoo! X equals 3. And that was day 11. So go ahead, do your activity, and then get your checkout sheet.